All right, my beautiful people, man. Good evening to you. We're back with another just fantastic time, man. Black folk talking about money. And tonight we got a very special broadcast here on this. Actually, we're live streaming on a Monday, so it's a magnificent money making Monday. Hopefully, you made some money today. I did. I don't know what you did, but I did. And but tonight we wanted to do something special to you guys because there's been this big push, I would say, relatively in the black community, for this thing called fixing credit. That's been a big push that we've seen. A lot of brothers and sisters getting into the credit game, fixing credit game, repairing credit game, all that good stuff. Well, what I found is that the focus is always, it seems to be on just strictly personal credit. As a business owner, we get into business. We start talking about business credit, and you start asking those type of questions. It's kind of like deer in the headlights. So what we decided to do with the New Black Wall Street was to bring a presentation to introduce you guys to the concept and understanding business credit, why it's important, and then we'll have a follow up to this where you can actually register to learn the steps and tools for you to actually build business credit for your business. And so if you are connecting with us here today, go ahead and let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what city, what state. I want to say thanks so much for joining us here today on New Black Wall Street to present the Business Development Mastermind. Got a special guest with us here tonight that's going to be talking to us a little bit about business credit. And as I said, this is just an introduction for us to understand the concept of it, why it's good, what to use it for, and some quick tips as well. But we're going to dive into actually, walking you through how to actually have A1 business credit in a webinar or something like that we're going to put together. But we didn't want to wait, right? So if you're hungry, why wait, right? So we didn't want to wait to begin to feed you guys with information that you can use. And then if you want to dive deeper into this and you're interested, you've got a business, no one's ever taught you, you don't know about building your business credit and some things that you can do. Well, that's what we got this here tonight. So go ahead and tag a business owner, matter of fact, and kind of tag a business owner that you know. So tag a black business owner, tag a business owner that you know. We're going to be talking about building business credit. That's what we're going to talk about. Good evening to you, Miss Jennifer Albenar. Thanks so much for joining. Mr. Kelvin Roberts up in the house. Let us know where you're connected from, what city, what state, what country. What city, what state, what country. Landscape Lowry. Go ahead and hit the like button, the share button if you care enough to do something for free, to let your brothers and sisters know that we are here. A lot of them may not be interested. Monday Night Football, we got some competition. But we're gonna score touchdowns in our business. That's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna let them worry about what they're doing there on the field. Is building Black Wall Street. That's our field. Well, guys, time to get this show on the road, man. Y'all know what time it is. New Black Wall Street. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the New Black Wall Street. It's on the New Black Wall Street. He's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on New Black Wall Street. As we have a special presentation of the Black Business Development Mastermind. Now, what that is, guys, is that we bring some of the sharpest, greatest minds that are within our network to come and speak to you guys, to inspire you guys, to motivate you guys, to teach you guys, to train you guys, to help you to level up in business, to go from being a small business, if you are, and scale up to a big business. There's some things that you're probably missing. And here's the deal, guys. You kind of got to find a way to step away from working in your business so you can work on your business. And that's what it's all about, guys. So we use this time to restore concepts of business to those who are business minded and those who want to take that thing to the next level. Of course, this is being brought to you by the Black Billionaires Club. I am the author of the book about Billionaires Club, but we actually do have a club itself where we do business development, right? So we help you to go from a side hustle to a business, a bona fide business, and then scale up that business to be a bona fide, qualified, superstar business as well, employees and all that structure, systems, and all that stuff as well. You can check us out by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com. You see that popped up right on the screen there as well. Here's the deal, guys. If you don't have anybody in your circle that is really, business focused, business minded, and you're saying, man, it's time for me to kind of connect with other brothers and sisters who can help me level up in business. Well, it's probably time to find a new room. I found that when I was hanging around people that never talked about business, I never got new ideas. It just was not working. But you want to get around like-minded people Well, you can do that by simply coming to the website and deciding to join the club. That's right, deciding to join the club. Now, here's what we do in the club, guys. We have personal development that we feature. I believe that's the number one thing we should focus on, because if we are bad personally, it's going to infect and affect our business. So you want to make sure that as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you are, that you're the very best version of you that you can be, and that should reflect in the business that you run as well. We also have business development, where we actually help you again to develop, to level up in business, to go from side hustle to business, to being from an idea to an actual reality thing that you're doing, to help you to make more money, have more revenue, stand out from the crowd as far as the business thing that you're doing. We have financial literacy classes. We teach you about money. That's important, right? You're in business to make a profit. Well, it's important to learn about money. If you're bad with money financially as a your personal life, you're probably going to be bad in your business life as well. And then we also do have investment education to teach you how to turn your money, to make your money work harder for you than you work for it. And that's one of the main concepts of business, to actually have a cash flow doubling, tripling, quadrupling, always working harder for you than you are working for it. Well, if you're saying, hey, I need some of that, I need to learn that, well, guess what? It's only $20 a month for you to join. First 2 weeks are free. Hey, give us a try. You will taste and see that the BBC is good. Now, while you guys are connected, if you are from the BBC, go ahead and put in the console #BBC, #BBC. Just like to know who's here with us now, because we show up and we show out. Man, it's time to get the show on the road, man. Good evening to you, Mr. Peter Grant. Thanks so much for joining here over on YouTube. Wakita's up in the house as well. Hey, guys, we want to get this thing on the road, man. We got our brother who is joining us. My good brother, man, who is all thing business from Exodus House himself. Man, we got our brother, Mr. Brother Ray Wilkerson is up in the house, man. Good evening to you, King. How you doing today, man?
I am doing, as us old folks say, I'm doing hunky-dory peachy cream.
Hunky-dory peachy cream, man. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us here tonight. I know we've been kind of putting this thing together, saying, man, it's time for us, especially as we end the year, going into the new year. People are starting to reformulate some things, and one of those things is we're saying, hey, build that business credit up, man. But before we do that, I do know that you're the CEO of Exodus House LLC, but if you could just tell the people a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Okay, my name is Ray Wilkerson. First of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to be on. It's always a pleasure and honor to be on your show, a man of your stature. I really appreciate that. Ray Wilkerson from Camden, New Jersey. I have my Exodus House LLC, which is my parent company. Underneath my parent company, I have our Exodus House Shared Living Program in New Orleans, where we house people coming out of prison, homeless people, mental clients. That was a program we started after Katrina. We're one of the biggest housing programs in New Orleans. Also, we have our Exodus House Incubation Program. Our incubation program is a lot of stuff that I can push to you guys. Basically, is for new startups, people who just started business or already have a business, to teach you about the four S's: structure, strategy, system, and sales. Because a lot of times we start our businesses and we're not properly set up. We don't understand that there's 22 different type of business models that is out there, and we're not using the model that's reaching our potential, nor is it getting the most out of profit. Evan said something so powerful, and I just want to share this real quick, because I want to lay a foundation about business credit. Why do I want it and things like that. But I'm just going to introduce myself for now. And when I get back, I'm going to lay some foundation. I'm going to give you some numbers. The real reason why you would want business credit.
Absolutely, man. Well, Brother Ray, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. This is an intro to building business credit. Everybody put in console business credit, an intro to building business credit. Now, I think, Brother Ray, let's start with just simple understanding of let's break this down, right? Let's first start with credit. I mean, what really is credit? How would you define that just as a term itself for people to know that, yeah, we could be talking about person, we could be talking about business, we're talking about business, but credit itself, how would you define that?
Well, credit is just something that you use when you don't want to use your own money, period. Or credit is something that you can use to defer spending your money and using other people's money and, making the best out of it. But the problem with people not really understanding good credit is the fact that they don't realize it's good to have credit because America was built on two things: entrepreneurship and investments. So when you think about credit, you're thinking about using someone else's money, keeping your money, and then flipping their money so that it can increase wealth for your personal self.
And I would add to that though, just when we hear the word credit itself, I mean, there's a lot of things tied into that, right? I would say that some words like trust, vouch, risk, are involved in this word credit, and many times we'll say, you know, taking credit for something, right? As if we're vouching for some other individual, or we put ourselves in a position to get the glory or something like that. And so many times, Brother Ray, I would say probably 90% of the time when people are talking about credit, they're talking about from a personal standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Credit score, you know, get the house, get the car, you know, be able to buy stuff that exponentially is above what your income will bring in or something like that. But there's belief from the lender that you are honorable to actually pay that back, which is why they lend you credit, because they expect they believe that you are worthy, or that you have shown that you have the ability and you will pay back with interest, right? But not too often when we talk about this thing, credit, fixing credit, repairing credit, or whatever the case may be, are we talking about business credit? So help us to understand, you know, I guess we could say the differences, but the difference is because there may be some people who really just don't know that there were different types of credit. And then just kind of give us some quick things on why or how do you use business credit? What, you know, not necessarily how do you build it, but how do you actually use it?
So what I'm going to break down for everybody tonight, I'm going to break down what is business credit, how to build business credit for a small business, and how do you get started building it. But even before that, I want to lay this foundation, because you said something very powerful when you said something about scale up. And you know, business credit is for a particular purpose. The reason why we don't talk about business credit a lot is because we have all these credit repair companies that are targeting Black folks who they want to say credit is the worst. Well, a lot of times that is true. A lot of times that's not true. But we in the Black culture, that's what we want to target individuals, because we are assuming that not a lot of Black people understand credit or they have bad credit. So we normally just will talk about that. We as business owners, because we don't talk about business credit, because no one has talked to us about business credit, and we're taking our personal credit cards and our personal things and starting our businesses and putting our personal stuff at risk. So that's one of the reasons why we really don't talk about business credit.
Now, you just said a key word there. You said we're taking our personal entity, our personal, you know, livelihood, our household, our family, right? This is all personal. You said at risk. Go a little bit further into at risk.
Well, I think once I start getting to the whole flow, I'm gonna hit everything.
Okay.
When I start into that flow, what is business credit, and how do you start that business credit, and why you need to separate your business from your business from your owner, meaning yourself. I want to say this real quick because I know our time.
All right, so everybody put in comments will separate. Again, guys, we're talking about something very powerful tonight. Hopefully you've done your part, right? We're doing our part by bringing the information, and we can only lead a horse to water, but we can't make him drink. What we're asking you to do is just hit the like button, the share button, the follow button, the invite button, the whatever button you can hit, depending on what platform you're in, to let other people know that we exist. If you can hit the share, you're on YouTube, share that thing out to the other platforms. How often is it that you have brothers, Black men, coming to talk about business and doing it for no charge? So it's an opportunity for people to say, hey, I couldn't afford it. Well, all you got to do is pay attention. That doesn't cost anything. So give your brothers and sisters an opportunity. Are you a brother's keeper? Are you a sister's keeper? Give them an opportunity to be a part of what we're talking about here tonight, which is, again, we're getting into business credit. Right now, Brother Ray, you also said something. I really got to go back to this because you used the word.
You won't let me get started sooner or later. Go ahead.
you use the word because I know how you're going to do. You're going to try to give us all. I know your teaching style. You use the word target too. You said they target.
Right.
Now, is that that's not a necessarily a bad term, is it? I mean, it's just giving people what they want. Or are you really saying like target, like, targeting ignorance?
No, they're targeting. Let's say, yeah, we can say ignorance, and people need to understand ignorance is willfully not wanting to know. So when you hear that word, it's something you cringe, but it's just willfully not wanting to know. So they target Black folks, and you know the thing, go buy a zip code. Whatever zip code is in the ghetto, that's where they're going to target. We figure everybody in that zip code got bad credit, so they're target a particular demographic people, which are Black folk. But inside that demographic of Black folks are Black business owners. And because Black business owners are not viced in business credit, hopefully my guy will get on today. We want to continue to say, we want to continue to get credit with our Social Security number. But as business owners, we have an EIN number. And the purpose of the EIN number is your business. And you should run everything through your EIN number or your business or your LLC. Once you become a business owner, you should run everything through that as a business owner. So I wanted to start, let me lay the groundwork for what we get ready to do. And the reason why you want business credit, I'm going to give you some statistics right now. The reason why you want business credit as a business owner, you have to understand that in the Black community, we're missing like 6 million jobs. 6 million jobs in the Black community we're missing because we only have 1.4 million businesses with employees. Now, think about what I'm talking about. That means we have 2.6 million Black businesses, but only 4% have employees. That means 109,000 businesses are carrying employees for Black folk, meaning 100,009 Black businesses are driving all the revenue for, driving 70% of the revenue for 1 million people. Now, we always talk about the $1.4 trillion that our spending power. Don't you always hear that? We always hear about that, right?
Yeah.
But nobody never talks about the $8 trillion that we're missing in net worth because we as business owners, we don't scale up. That's why when you said that word, I was so glad you said it. And let me lay the foundation. Because we don't scale up to be able to hire employees to spur economics in our community. So this is where business credit comes in. Why? What does business credit allow you to do? Business credit allows you.
Hold on a second, brother. Right? See, that's why I gotta stop you sometimes. You use these words, and some people that you gotta understand. We got people that ain't never heard some of these words. We talking money, finance, business. So one word you mentioned, net worth. What is that?
That's when you talk about that $1.2 trillion. Those businesses are the ones that generate that profit for it, that generate all that net worth that comes from selling stuff or whatever that number is. 70% of all the net worth as Black folks come from 109,000 businesses.
But what is net worth? That's what I'm saying. What is net worth? For people to not know what the heck net worth is.
Net worth is just what you're worth. It's just, I mean, if I could put it in layman's terms, it's okay, I'm worth $100,000, period. If I can say it that simple.
Okay.
That's what you're worth. That's what if my business is worth, when I didn't realize my business was worth $352,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that I could leverage the $352,000, even though I didn't profit $352,000, but my general worth of my business generated $350,000 worth of income.
No, let me help you out. See, that's why I got to educate. All right, so net worth, guys. Just give you another side to it for you guys that don't know what net worth is. So net worth is going to be, let's talk about net, right? Net is going to be the sum total. So after we take what your entity owns, from the building, if you own the building, to the machinery that you might own, to anything that's owned, plus the cash that's in reserves and all that stuff, that's going to be your assets that they call it, and then versus what you owe. So if you have rent, mortgage, or sometimes the things that you have finance in your business or something like that, that's going to be your liabilities. And so when we subtract the liabilities from the assets, that's going to give us a net. And then that number is going to be the worth, right? So you got net worth after you subtract liability from assets. And that's how valuable in this particular case, your company would be in the marketplace. We can do the same thing from a personal standpoint, where you look at the things that you own as an individual or as a family, and that would be the value that your enterprise or that your home or that you are worth in the economic society. Okay, so that's net worth. Everybody putting comments on net worth. So it's just basically a sum total of what you owe, what you own minus what you owe. Go ahead, brother.
You said that very eloquently. So, what is business credit? Now, the reason why you want to be able to establish business credit, and I'm going to tell you what business credit is, because we have to start understanding as Black businesses, we have to lay foundations that we can grow to spur economical growth in our community. Because a lot of times you'll hear this, and we'll talk about this business credit, and you'll just go get it and do whatever you want, but there's a reason for it. So business credit is that credit that's obtained in a business name, okay? With business credit, the business builds its own credit profile and credit score for its EIN number. So when you look at personal credit, and I know you guys are familiar with that, you're building your profile, things that you're doing, that you're paying for, trade lines and things like that, that builds up your credit score. It's the same thing with business credit, but you're doing it under your EIN number. The credit's in the business name based on the business ability to pay, not the owner. I'm going to say that again. The credit is in the business name and it's based on the business ability to pay and not the owner. So what happens is it's no personal liability to you as an individual. So you don't want to continue to use your SSI number for your credit, because if something happens, then you're the one that's liable for it. So when you start establishing a credit profile and a score, what happens is you start getting qualified for credit. It's the same principle and here's what's deep about it. It's the same principle as personal credit, but the difference is your business credit does not touch anything personal to you, nor do you have to have any personal guarantee when you start getting these credit cards and stuff like that, which I'm going to talk about. When you start, the one thing you want to think about, business to qualify for a revolving store credit card, the first thing you want to try to do is get 5 credit cards in your business name. Some of the places that you'll be surprised. Some of the places that you can get credit cards in your business name are Staples, Lowe's, Sam's, Costco's, BP, Walmart. You can even get MasterCards and Visas. You can get all those things in your business name. So as you get these credit cards, you get these 5 credit cards, what happens is it starts allowing you to establish your credit. When you think about business credit, right, it's not like you got to get a 600. Business credit goes from 0 to 100. Right now, if you have an EIN number, you have a business, more than likely when you go to look at Expedia and all that stuff, you probably don't have no credit. You probably don't have good business credit, put it like that. You only start establishing good business credit when you start establishing trade lines or getting credit cards in your business name. Now, this is what you need to understand. Every successful business in America has a business credit card. When you look at Walmart has almost, I want to say, 500 and something business credit cards. So this is what Walmart does. Walmart goes to whatever, a toilet paper company, Cotton, whatever it is. And they use their credit card and they put the toilet paper on the shelf. You come and buy the toilet paper on the shelf, and Walmart takes the money that you paid for the toilet paper and they pay their credit card bill. That's what we need to start understanding about business credit. That's what we need to start understanding, that it's called a seasoned trade line. What is a seasoned trade line? A seasoned trade line is a line of credit that becomes in good standings after you have paid successfully for 2 years. So if you have these credit cards, the one thing that don't change, you have to pay your bill on time. You have to continue to pay your bill on time, that your credit card can become seasoned, or your trade line can become seasoned. So when you talk about trade line, let me explain to you what a trade line is.
Hey, bro, you mean to tell me I gotta pay my bill back on time?
I mean, you don't have to. you don't have to.
Now you know we black folk, we always late. Come on, man. That's just well, you don't know what on time is.
So here's the reality, Evan, and this is what we have to understand. When we get a credit card, be it a business credit card, we have to what is our motive for getting that credit card? What is our motive for getting a line of credit for our business? Now, this is where we get serious, because before
that's a great question to ask. Let's ask the audience there, because that's a great question to ask, because credit period, but particularly when we get into business, well, that's an important question to ask for credit period. What's your motive? Why are you even getting it in the first place? Why are you getting an extension of buying power, purchasing power in the first place? So great question to ask. What would be your motive, right? To the audience there, go ahead and put in the comments below. Answer this question for Brother Ray, or we're going to wait to hear some of your answers. Ask that question again, Brother Ray.
What is your motive for getting a business credit card, and what is your motive for wanting to have business credit?
Yeah, what is your motive for wanting to have business credit? And I can tell you the answer is not just to have a good credit score. So if that was going to be your answer, try to come up with something else, okay? Because that's not the answer.
A lot of times we as new startups, we believe we already have problem with capital. We believe if we get this credit card that it'll change our whole business. But the reality, because we don't have discipline, what it's going to change is going to change the fact that it's going to reveal our bad spending habits. That's going to affect our business. Because you got to ask yourself, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first started and I got my first lump sum a loan from a bank, I had already, it was $20,000. I had already knew what I was going to do with about the first $8,000. I was going to catch up with all my bills. I was going to get all my stuff. So $8,000 from the top wasn't going to do nothing with my business. It was going straight to personal. Yeah, I'm just being honest. Because when I got that money, I was kind of living, hand to cheek. But what happened is when I used that first 5,000 to 8,000 on the back end, I had to figure out how to get it back. Right. So moving forward in life, you really have to ask yourself as a person, character and integrity, what is your motive for really wanting this business credit? Because this one thing most entrepreneurs don't understand. And you say this all the time, there's plenty of money available based on your business strength. If you have a strong business, if your foundation is set, if you have your structure, strategy, system, and sales, and your foundation is set and is strong, there's plenty of money available for you. There's actually things going through your EIN number. You can have the worst credit in the world, but if your business structure is sound, if your business strength is sound, they don't even look at your personal self. They're startup vendors. Startup vendors will actually allow you, no matter what your personal credit score, they don't even look at that. They allow you to get credit cards on the strength of your business strength.
And there's a lot of things, man. We're gonna really get into some heavy stuff because there's a lot of new stuff out. Oh my goodness! I wish we weren't on a free platform right now, boy. All right, so we get some answers here, man. Miss Ava said, man, one reason why she said so she won't have to use her personal assets. One of the reasons why she wants to get business credit. Lodors says, hey, to obtain more inventory to sell. Ms. Jennifer said here, in order to build a profile, build a financial relationship, not spend personal income. And Landscape Lowry said, need business credit to buy property with the bank's money to fix and flip houses. We got some answers there.
Now, so here we go. Because we're not going to get you, we want you to come to the bigger workshop. So I'm gonna be dipping and dabbing, not giving you everything. But so one of the things that you have to realize, like I said, entrepreneurs, we got to realize that there's plenty of money available. We just have to have business strength. But one of the things that we need to do, listen, and I'm telling you, so come back on, Evan. I want everybody right now to just put your email in the box. Put your email. I want everybody real quick just to put your email in.
So Vakita said, buy a vehicle, company vehicle, or more equipment, even start storefront location. Ava said, BB&T will give ex-felons a business loan. So
do we got a couple of people that have put their emails in yet?
Not yet. We talked and they type, so we got.
Okay. And I'm gonna show you why. Watch this. And then if you could pull up my other information on the chat.
I pulled your website or your email address?
Yeah, with the website and email and all that.
Well, I separated it out, but I'll pull up.
Okay. Just pull up the email and they pull up the email.
Okay. I gotta put it in 1 second. There you go.
Okay, so I'm looking at all this, right? And we have all these business owners, and I'm looking at some Gmail. I'm looking at, okay, we got Jennifer, you good, Jennifer? Gmail, Hotmail, Landscape, you good? Listen, in order to start building your business credit, the first thing they look at your email. If you got Yahoo, if you got Gmail, if you have any of those types of that's non-professional, that don't have your business in there, they just overlook you. Might seem small, but it's very important. You need to have a physical address. Can't use no PO box, something, and you can't. And some people using that UPS address, right? Can't use that UPS neither, because they have these computers that funnels through UPS boxes and PO boxes. Can't use neither one of them. You can use your home address in some cases. For instance, if you went to go get a credit card in your business name at Walmart, you couldn't use your personal address. But what we can have is they have viral addresses, which once you use that viral address because you're working from a home, is actually, those are the things that can get you through. You need to have a business number separated from your personal number. Landline preferably. Why? And you need a fax number. Actually, my fax number, they have things now, fax numbers now, that go straight to your email. Because you're going to need to, once they're going to look to see with your phone, are you in the 411? Can somebody hit 411 and find your business? That's important. Other thing, do you have a Dun & Bradstreet number? You need a Dun & Bradstreet number. Dun & Bradstreet also, for about $1,500, $2,000, they will actually, start building your business credit and everything. But the only thing about Dun & Bradstreet, you can only see it on Dun & Bradstreet. It doesn't go to the 3 credit agencies, even though it builds your credit faster. And then you need to make sure when you get a credit card, that credit card, they're reporting it to credit agencies. All business credit cards or all companies do not report your business credit card to credit agencies. You need to make sure that's happening. You have 5 vendors that you want to get to. So that is the basic right there. Okay, that's the basic. So I've seen a lot of y'all, with the Gmail, with the Yahoo, with all that. You need to set up. When you look at my business account, it's Ray Wilkerson, Ray.Wilkerson at ExodusHouseNO.com. I have Don.Wilkerson at ExodusHouseNO.com. I have my office, which is admin at ExodusHouseNO.com. All the people that work for me, they have Exodus House NO emails. Everybody that's in my incubation program, they have Exodus House NO emails. Now you can go through Yahoo and you can go through Gmail to set up your private servers, which you have control over, because then you can actually be watching what your employees are doing. So that's a plus with that also, but it makes you look very professional. You need to make sure your website, that they can find your website. Okay, just because you have a website don't mean they can find it. Don't mean how many hits are you having coming to your website. So let's talk about why separate business.
So we got a question, Brother Ray, from
Yeah.
saying she asked a question earlier. I didn't catch it. About working from home. She said, "What happens when your business is at home?" She says she hears difficult to get the generic email, home addresses, etc.
Say it again. I think I saw that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back up. I'll pull it.
I think I saw that.
So she said, "Here's a question: What happens when your business is at home?" So you got a home-based business. She's concerned about the difficulty with generic emails, home addresses. You just talked about.
Exactly. Yeah, what you want to do is you really don't want those generic emails. You don't want that. You want to try. You have to get something with your business. It's really not expensive. For me, I go through Yahoo, and I think I pay like $114 a year, which is when you see all the things that could be.
It's not even that expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the stuff that I have is because I have a whole lot of stuff that's with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think even if, a lot of times we want to just get
vanity emails. These are just vanity emails, guys. We'll talk about how you can get this stuff. You know where you are in business, your budget, your affordability. Brother Ray is more advanced in his whole enterprise, his whole umbrella of stuff. So, but yeah, these are things that we'll relay and we'll teach you guys. Make sure you have the tools and the resources when we get to the real webinar, the real workshop for those that are interested in it. Go ahead.
And I'm glad you said it. And I meant to say that the last time I was on. A lot of people don't know me, but yeah, I have multiple employees in New Orleans, and I have other employees. I have different businesses, but I actually have employees in there. So we want to get y'all there. Why separate business and owners? Why should we separate our business? And we as owners, we need to separate. Unless you're operating your small business as a sole proprietorship or general partnership, you need to demonstrate that the business is separate from the ownership. This is where you really have to get, when you start looking at your accounting system, right? When you start looking at your bank accounts, of course, you want to open up. One of the things that I do, I have different businesses, but I have different bank accounts. But some specific bank accounts, I only do specific things in. Okay. So it's totally separate from my personal business. My personal accounts. You have to be able, if you're LLC, one of the most important things at being an LLC, in order for them not to go through the veil of the LLC from your protection, you have to make sure you don't do anything unethical, but you have to make sure that you're separating your business from your personal. One of the greatest mistakes that I made when I first started, I have that business card. The majority of my money was in my business, wasn't in my personal. So I had a habit of swiping that business card, even for personal stuff. And then I wasn't tracking it as if, I wasn't tracking it properly. So it caused a lot of conflict in my business. My personal life was taking a hit. My business was taking a hit. And then I was on jeopardy of actually, them going through the veil of my LLC because I didn't separate the two. It is very imperative, very important, okay, that if you're sole proprietor or if you're sole or you're a general partnership, you definitely do not want to continue to use your social security number to get credit to do your business opposed to your EIN number. Because whatever you want to be able to protect yourself, the reason for getting that LLC, I don't care how small you think you might be, it protects your personal assets. Just like credit, it will protect your personal assets. If something happens in your business goes under or whatever, all that debt, you know, it does not come back to you. Okay.
So that's kind of important to talk about. Well, I want to address. It looks like you said free websites like Wix are difficult to find. I would respond to that. Why are we looking for free? Like, we're in business, right? So I get it, starting up, things like that. But what I would tell, whenever someone, let me say this to people that are out there I don't know who might be watching. It's not directed at you, Monica. But what we must understand is, in business, if we don't have the money, we have other things that we can trade. Everybody put in council of trade. And what happens too often is that we keep thinking about the money that we don't have versus the value that we bring to the marketplace, and where we can actually barter or trade services for services. So I'm able to get a lot of things done through my website and things like that done, because I'm able to trade marketing services for the stuff that I get done from someone else. So it's a win-win situation. And so I think it's important for us to understand that there's value that we can bring to other businesses, where we can then trade services or trade something, so that we could get something done for our business, while we can help someone else get something done in their business. The second thing I want to address as well, as Brother Ray is getting into, the LLC, which is limited liability company, right? Limited liability. And most of us know the word liability when we start talking about insurance. You know, we get liability coverage of some sort, so that we're not liable. We're only liable up to a certain amount if we get into an accident or something like that. So very similar here. There's limited liability to you, to your business, if you get sued or something like that. Things that go on in business. So he's really finna dive into some stuff here as we hopefully this thing doesn't cut off. I just got a little message come up. But we really get into now you're starting to get a little bit into the structure of the business, because we know we have some that are not LLCs. We got S corps, or we got some are not businesses at all. Some don't have no structure. They're just doing business without being business.
And I'll talk when we go further. I'll talk to the ones that got them S corps.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, but this is obviously this is going to be. We just want to introduce and really get you guys really thinking about business. That's what the Business Mastermind is about. It's about connecting like minds and then elevating the whole mind, or the mind as a whole together. So hopefully you guys are, some things are turning. Like, I never thought of. Oh, okay, yeah, I get now. I understand things like that. Go ahead, Brother Ray.
Okay, real quick, because we got about 15 minutes. 8 steps, real quick. Write down these 8 steps. And like I said, when we do the webinar, or when we do whatever Evan come up to, we're going to expound on. I mean, listen. But anyway, I'm gonna give you these 8 steps real quick, because I'm telling you, when he told me about this, I was excited, because I listen to people talk about credit. I was at a credit place and they said something about business credit, and you talking about deal with them bright lights, and I did everything not to say nothing. But anyway, number one, incorporate your business. Number one, incorporate your business. Stop being a sole proprietorship. You want to incorporate your business. The standard, when Donald Trump took over, those white folks went and LLCs went out the roof, because you get tax break and all that stuff. But the first thing you want to do, incorporate your business. Second, obtain your EIN number. Because that's what you're going to go through. That's going to replace your social security number. Thirdly, open a business bank account in your business name. Okay. If you can use a business credit card, be great. If you can get, and sometimes if you got good credit, and you open that up in a business name, a lot of times banks like Chase and all of them, they'll automatically give you a credit card, start you off with $5,000. So having personal credit is good, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. So open up your a business account. Next, you want to establish a phone number. You want to establish a phone number, whether it's a landline, a cell phone, or whatever, but it has to be separate from your personal. If I could turn my camera around, I have 2 business phones right in my desk right now. 2 separate ones for different businesses with different numbers, 2 separate ones. And I have my personal cell phone. Okay. So you want to be able to do that. Okay. Next, open a business credit file. What does that mean? That means you want to be able to start reporting your business to Equifax, TransUnion, Expedient, the 3 major what you call them credit reporting agencies. You want to make sure you get an account open in all 3 of them. Next, obtain a business credit card. That's separate from your personal account. That's separate from you personally. You can get a business card and you be your Social Security, or you can be the responsible party. We don't want that. We want it straight in your business name, separate from personal. Okay. Number 7, establish a line of credit with vendors or suppliers. Work with at least 5 vendors or suppliers to start purchasing things. Like I said, you know, there's companies out there, they call startup vendors who are waiting for you, who are giving you that shot. Okay, and lastly, number 8, pay bills on time. Perhaps we don't have to say that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Pay your bills on time. And then what are the benefits of good business credit? 1, position your company for more favorable payment terms with new vendors and suppliers. That means bringing that interest rate down. 2, reducing the number of times you will need to prepay for products or services. Keeping money staying out of your pocket, using other people's money. 3, allowing you to obtain better interest rate and credit terms from lenders and banks. Once you have established and built good business credit, be sure to monitor and protect it just as you do with your personal credit. Thank you very much.
Man, oh man, 8 steps that you just gave them, man. That was free of charge, and then obviously the things we can do. And what's so really phenomenal as we were talking about business credit is really this word called leverage, and OPM, other people's money. As you guys are giving some answers as regards to the motive behind it, you know, it really opens up buying power, purchasing power, especially when you start talking about scale. Because what happens, guys, is that as in business, a lot of your money is tied up into doing business, or however you currently are doing it. And so in order for you to get the bigger machine, to be able to be more efficient in what you're doing, to you know, establish the next location, or to upgrade the current location, or even sometimes to have the cash flow to be able for payroll, things like that, man. You know, the other people's money, the access to capital, right? That's what it's about. It's about access to capital. You know, that's really what it comes down to. And what's so very interesting about when we were talking about access to capital, many of us complain about not having access to capital, but we haven't even gone through the baby steps of building business credit. Oh, let me say that again for the people in the back. I don't think y'all heard. We complain about having that. Think about this: access to capital, right? So he's talking about 5 secured, you know, five credit lines, 5 trade lines. Let's just say each one of them is $1,000, right? You got $5,000. You got access to at least $5,000 that can get you goods and services, or goods, or you know, access to things that you didn't have access to before. So while your money could be tied up in inventory, your money could be tied up into the next big event or whatever it is, you can still go and afford to be able to get the stuff for the event. So having access to capital. And here's what I found, brother, right? When I talk to entrepreneurs and they start talking about capital, they're talking about like micro loans, like $5,000. I'll be like, y'all, what are y'all? I mean, I go to these business, these, you know, the Chamber of Commerce and all these. I'm like, they talking about I'm thinking big money. I mean, and that could be big money to some people, but $5,000 ain't jack. And they talking about, man, if I just have $5,000 to $10,000, I'm like, that mean to tell me what I'm thinking, Brother Ray, you ain't built your business credit. That should be easy to acquire if you built your business credit. Would you agree?
Exactly. It's five. And for some people that would seem a lot, but $5,000 probably will last you about 2 hours
in business,
if that. Yeah. What I want to say is that Monica asked a question. She said, "So we don't want our line of credit for business to have a personal guarantee?" That's right, we don't. That's the purpose of getting your business credit, so that you're not a personal guarantee, because that means if the business don't pay the bill, you do. That's the purpose we want to go through your EIN number, and that's the purpose we want to go through these startup vendors to get these trade lines going on, and then we want to make sure we can get these credit cards where I'm gonna share something with you. If you look at your business credit, if you don't have anything, you might have a 23 score right now. Within 90 days, if you follow the techniques that we teach you, you'll be up to 75. Once you get to anything over 75, you're good to go. You get what you want.
Now, Brother Ray, man, this is fascinating to me. One, because it's not really ever talked about, right? I mean, I don't know too many. I just have not heard nor seen people other than Vanessa Braxton, who I bring on every now and then, that really can go into depth as it relates to building business credit, and has some steps and has some things that people can do. It's something so very vital to the level up in business. And again, it gives you access to capital, I use it all the time. I mean, I'm like, I get ramped up for a big event or whatever like that. I'm $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in, you know what I'm saying? Just to get inventory so I can go, try to turn that around, using other people's money to make money. But really, Brother Ray, it still comes down to your financial philosophy and your financial discipline, right? Having the access to it, but then using it wisely so that it doesn't become a debt, but it becomes an investment into your business.
And and a lot of times, to be honest with you, and it's for all business people, black or white, Hispanic, we all the same. A lot of times that only comes through experiences. If you notice, the average millionaire, I would say, 2 to 3 bankruptcies before they get it right. We don't have to do that, but some of us are going to have to do that, and that's just the reality of this whole thing. Everybody's not going to be disciplined to be able to do this thing. Everybody's going to put in the work to get the credit, but they're not going to put in the work to build the business. They're not going to put in the work to be able to scale up, to spur economical growth for their community. You got to really think about this. There's $8 trillion that's sitting out there that we're not tapping into. And we keep thinking about this $1.4 trillion of consumer, buying power, whatever we want to call it. But there's $8 trillion that's sitting there in our community that we can tap into if we set the right foundation up for our business, if we can be able to get this business credit going, if we can be able to get these loans and these credit cards and running our business appropriate where we can scale up and hire people. Because, the reality is, think about it. I mean, it's 109,000 black businesses that are pushing 70% of the black income in the United States. I mean, think about it. If you really have a motive to help people, because business is solving a problem. If you really want to help people, we missing 6 million jobs because we have the ability to create 1.4 million businesses to hire people that's just sitting there. and that money is not going in. It's not going in our pockets. It's not going in our community. It's not doing anything. So do you want to be a part of the 4% that drive the 70%, or do you want to be a part of the 10% or 20% as we all start tapping into that $8 trillion?
Well, I'm gonna at least be part of the 4% now. What do you want to come? No, the other 6, you know what I'm saying?
And the last thing I want to say, and please don't nobody get offended about what I say. A lot of times I'll come on, and I know I really had a revelation about 2 weeks ago that what I do with my incubation program is not for everybody. It's not really what I do is for everybody, because even wealth is we want to believe it's for everybody, but it's not for everybody. You know, there's a discipline, and there's a niche, and there's a demographic, or there's a people for each and every one of us that's assigned to us. And I've learned now to just, you know, because I'm 61, so I don't have a lot of energy to hit and miss with people no more. We don't have a lot of energy. You're young. You don't have a lot of energy to hit and miss. So, you know, Evan says it real eloquently. We got to understand free does not do anything. It's good to have free, you know, to come here and do little, but to invest in yourself, you know, what you're saying is that if he was to say every Monday, let's do $20 for this particular workshop, right? My thing would say to you is that everybody under the sound of my voice, today is Monday. From Monday to Sunday, keep all your receipts. Keep all your receipts, write on them what you did with them. At the end of Sunday, pull out all the receipts that you really didn't have to spend, or you could have did some alternative to spending, right? And I guarantee you it will be way more than $20 that you could invest it in yourself and invest it in the Black business.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, man. So I tell you, we got the new year coming up, end of the decade coming in two months. New year coming 2020. I'm gonna hit them hard with this spending tracker. Like if people just do the work, just to monitor themselves, they will be amazed at how much money they are absolutely wasting, and not utilizing for the betterment of themselves, the betterment of their family, and the betterment of their community. It is an atrocity. The wealth that we mismanage, and the wealth that we misuse, and the wealth that we waste, and then we turn around, we come back, and then we complain about what we don't have. When the reality is that you had it, you just misused it. So, yeah, we're gonna hit them. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna hit you hard in 2020. I ain't gonna hit y'all hard right now.
But look, when I said that, I heard everybody got quiet. Reality said it. But I was just my last shout. Look, you guys go to my website, ExodusHouseATL.com, ExodusHouseATL.com. Go to the website. Go. You can go there. Leave a message that you heard about this from Black Millionaires. Okay, put that in there, right? I'm not going to promise you a discount, right? But what I'll promise you is that whatever you sign up for, I'll make sure Evan gets a finder's fee.
Fantastic, man. So you got to check out the website, Exodus House ATL. And again, guys, this is the Black Business Development Mastermind, where we just do our job, pulling our resources together, pulling the minds together, pulling the wealth. And the real wealth, guys, is in the wisdom. Some of the real wealth is in the wisdom. The good book tells us that wisdom is far more precious than rubies or gold. But people will go their hardest to get the gold, but they'll leave the wisdom behind. Right? And it also tells us that a fool and his money will soon part ways. So you got to ask yourself, am I going to get the knowledge to then apply it to turn into wisdom? And then I'll turn that wisdom into gold. I'll turn the wisdom into gold. Well, Brother Ray, man, what we're gonna do, guys, we gotta strategize around the right time to drop this. We know that holidays are coming up. things like that as well. So we know people are moving around. We want to make sure that we're doing it at a good time that's accessible for everybody. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you said the holidays are coming around. So you can spend $100 to give somebody Walmart or some of them to get richer, or you can spend $100 and learn how to get your business credit in line. That'll help you get about 100,000. Your choice.
Yeah, and that's another trade, right? Trade that have access to over $100,000 of capital. That's a serious question that some people are gonna have to answer, man. Hey, we just wanted to introduce this to you guys in the comments below. I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. We don't do this just to do this. We do this to make a difference, and our hope is that we made a difference in your life tonight. We realize that some of this stuff is a little advanced for some of us because we ain't really been talking about business. Many of us been talking about the hustle. Well, hey, we're trying to level you up to get you from just the side hustle, at least get you to the side business, and then scale up in your dream, your passion, the thing it is that you want to do, the problem that you want to solve, the contribution that you want to make to society. What I'm basically asking you guys is this one simple question: was this worth your time, and why? I'd like for you to put that in the comments below so we can make sure that we give some praise and some promise to our guest while he is still here. We don't need to wait till you leave. You can do that in the comments below. Now, I know I talk much faster than you type, so while you guys are typing, we're going to go ahead and do our credits, so to speak. We've been talking about credit. Might well do some credits. Of course, our sponsor here tonight, guys, again, is brought to you by the Black Billionaires Club. Many of you that are here tonight may be a part of Black Billionaires Club. Some of you may not be. Well, you want to make sure you check us out. If you want to get more, you want to go deeper, you're saying, man, this is the crew I've been looking for that's talking about business, talking about leveling up, not just talking about it. And not because talk to me is just preach. We don't just preach, we teach, and then you can apply and you can have success in your business, in your life. And so go ahead and check out the blackbillionairesclub.com. I'll pop that up on the screen as well for you to check out. And then you'll really just make a decision, guys. Make a decision to join the club. You can do it at 3 different levels. Of course, the lower the level, the lower the access. That's just how it works, guys. So you can decide to do that here tonight as well. Our sponsor for tonight, 2 sponsors, obviously. One is ERGJ Black Bazaar. That's the Afrocentric marketplace where we specialize in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. Check out the new arrivals when you go to the website, www.ergjblackbazaar.com, www.ergjblackbazaar.com for some cool stuff, some cool gifts that you can get for the household. And none other than, obviously, Exodus House as well, guys. Brother Ray's business that he's representing here tonight. You guys go and check out the website at www.exodusHouseATL.com, www.exodusHouseATL.com. Also, give him an email if you need to email him. You showed that earlier, ray.wilkins@exodushouseno.com as well. And it's the Exodus House LLC, the incubation program to be able to help you with system, structure, sales, and something else, some other
strategy as
well, in the incubation program to help you to really scale up and make sure that you have a solid foundation and you understand that you build your house so that the 2 little pigs, the big bad wolf can't come blow it down. Okay. So we got Monica said, man, she established a physical address, phone number, email with company name. Jennifer said, man, this was worth my time because I learned about the 8 steps needed for my small business. Absolutely. Well, guys, that's our time here tonight here on the Business Development Mastermind brought to us by the New Black Wall Street. Again, I want to say thank you so much to Brother Ray taking the time to be with us here tonight. And we're going to work on getting you guys out of date. So you want to make sure you follow ERGJ Enterprise if you're not following that. And also follow Exodus House on all different platforms as well. So that you can be in the loop. If you're ready to learn more, you want to go deeper, you want to get pass free and get into investment and execution, well, we're going to make sure we provide that opportunity for you in the coming months for a workshop, a building business credit workshop brought to you by the BBC. Okay. Hey, guys, I'm ERGJ, your host of the New Black Wall Street. And I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we're all we need. And thank God. Let me get a couple more comments here. Mr. Mark Dan said, identifying the first steps necessary to begin your business journey is crucial. Establishing a firm foundation for building a sustainable, scalable business. Landscape Lowry says, thank you so much for valuable info. I learned so much. Can't list just one. I'm definitely going to pay for your services. All right. We all got, and that's enough, man. I remember this. What was that? Texasville starts up. All we got, guess what? That's enough, man. You guys have a wonderful evening. Y'all know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.
Man, this thing.
It was a good show. Oh, you still live?
I'm trying to disconnect. I got an internet thing coming up, so we're probably gonna have to just exit out of it.
Okay, I'll leave studio.
All
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, man.
I hope I did good for you.
Absolutely, man. We got this.
All right.